Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new LP. My name is Pondon, and today we're going to be playing Fire Emblem, The Sacred Echoes, a Fire Emblem 8 romhack by hypergammaspaces. I'm very excited for this one. This project I've been following for a long time. I've been chatting with Gamma for quite a while about when, I could come play and give him some feedback on it. And he just released a new version that comprises all of Act 1, Alm and Act 2 Celica, which are my favorite parts of Gaiden and SOV. So I'm excited to dive into this. And for those of you unfamiliar, The Sacred Echoes is technically a demake of Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, I say technically a demake because GBA is an older platform, so it's kind of like you're making it into an older tech. But I'd argue the GBA mechanics are more interesting than a lot of 3DS ones. And I think the way Gamma's approached this is not to make like a straight like one-to-one remake. I think the idea was to take the good parts about the good parts about Shadows of Valentia, the good parts about Gaiden, and reimagine them in GBA. Because the remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden, which is great, and definitely like in my upper half of FE games, it didn't solve issues the same way that I think a lot of people were hoping a remake of this game would do, of Gaiden would do. So I always respect intelligence systems for staying true to the source material. There were some clear misses on their part when they made this new game, and I think Gamma's goal is to really pay tribute to Gaiden. I know he's a big Gaiden fan, and just make something that's really fun to play and just kind of like a reimagining of this game. And I don't think of it as like when people make like their FE6 rebalances and are like, we have to fix everything. This is not really like one of those types of hacks. This is really, in my eyes, and the way I've seen it from what I've watched, it's a love letter to Gaiden. And I respect that. And I want to read this love letter and provide some feedback. So Gamma's asked me to give this a spin and talk a bit of, and give him some insight into maps, because he's trying to like make the maps more exciting. I'm gonna caveat a lot of this and say that Gaiden is just very different. It's very different from standard GBA Fire Emblem. So I expect that it's going to do a lot of things that normally I would be like, about. But because it's Gaiden, and it's really about being Gaiden in a lot of ways, my critiques will be very much viewing things from that lens. And I'll try to hold back my feedback of like, make this more like the Fire Emblems that I like. But there's some general things that I'm sure we can find. But I'm very excited just to play this and have fun with it, because it looks beautiful. Gamma's done like almost all of this by himself. I know that there's a lot of other people who have helped like sort out some of the more interesting technical bits that we'll show off. But this hack is super impressive, and it's very polished, and I look forward to giving it a spin. So let's dive in. So let's go to extras. No, I'm kidding. We'll go to new game. Hard mode has not been balanced as far as I'm aware, so we're going to play normal, which is what he's been focusing on. And we're going to start with Alm's Departure. Just look at all those menu graphics, though, man. Like, crazy stuff. There's a lot of very neat things in this hack. Mycin! Dude, I love Mycin. Look at that art! Holy shit. Look at that art. Alm on the left looks great, too. I think Gamma's done pretty much all the art for this as well. It's pretty rare that you have a ROM hacker who is good at both the technical and the art. So big kudos to Gamma for that. You did well in your training today, Alm. Well, rest here. How about some lunch? You really think so, Grandfather? You're not just saying that? Either I'm getting old or you're getting better. We both know that I'm not old. Ha. And that means you'll finally let me travel outside the village. Don't misconstrue my words, boy. The rule still stands. But why? I'm not a child anymore. You just said I could fend for myself. That's not what this is about. It's about self-defense, not throwing yourself into harm's way. I've taught the village boys the same lesson. Speaking of, why don't you go see why they didn't show up to today's training? Look at this palette. Great, Tobin. Where were you guys, huh? Who's that with the armor? Look at those portraits, man. I like, and T-Dawes / Mega Pikmin 123 called this out yesterday when we were playing a bit of this. He was playing it and I was watching. And I wanted to comment on the same thing that I also liked, is that I like that Tobin's hair is not like straight brown. It's kind of got that like maroonish sort of color to it. I guess partially helps him stand out a little bit more. But isn't that also, if I'm not mistaken, kind of like his colors in OG Gaiden? So I like that. Hey, this fellow's here to see Sir Myson. He was just about to tell us more. That's Lucas. There he is. Good day. You must be Sir Myson's grandson. Was it? My name is Lucas. I fight for the Deliverance. The Deliverance? What's that? Aren't you one of the Knights of Zofia? The King's Knights? Oh, I see. I suppose that means word hasn't yet reached your village. In that case, please forgive me for heralding such dark news, but King Lima IV is dead. You met his end some days ago at the hands of Chancellor to say... What? You're saying it was regicide? I fear so. It seems to say said Zofia to the Regalian Empire along with his soul. I know Gamma said he's still in the process of doing a lot of the music, but this FE8 theme just does not fit at all. For such dire news, but... Wait, is this Gaiden music? I'm pretty sure this is FE8 vanilla music. I'm like losing my head. I fear so. It seems to say sold Zofia to the Regalian Empire along with his... Oh, this is advanced, I think. He's been inflicting cruelties upon those loyal to the king, and some of the Zofian knights split off into a resistant force. That'd be the Deliverance. However, our situation is dire. We need a hero's aid. Until I have come home to one of Zofia's greatest heroes, Sir Myson. Did you see Alm? Sir Clive would not have sent me if it were not urgent. Will you take me to see your grandfather? Yes, of course. Cliff and Faye looking good. Good goblets. I knew Zofia was in hot water, but is this guy serious? So there's going to be a war? There already is one from the sound of things. But that's awful. Sir Myson rides off to war. What'll happen to Alm? You got me. Oh, new scenes. Good day, Sir Myson. My name is Lucas. I've come on behalf of... But I've come to the wrong place. This is a simple farming village, and I came here specifically to be left alone. Sir Myson, please. Zofia's in dire need. I like how Myson's like, I came here to be left alone as I wear my very hot armor. Sorry, young squire, but I've long since retired. I know what you're after, and I want no part in it. So be it. Thank you for your time. I'll be on my way. Grandfather, wait. If you won't, then I will. What? Join the Deliverance. Oh, look at this music stop. Absolutely not. I won't allow it. Then why did you teach me the sword if I never get to use it? I'm tired of training. I'm tired of this town. I'm tired of being bored all the time. I'm not a child anymore. Listen, old boy. Will the grand story of your life be how you met the end of a brigand's axe before you dream of changing the world? Learn your damn place in it. No more talk of leaving. I'm going to town, and you'd better still be here when I get back. Go play outside and stay out of trouble. Ooh, some Gaiden music. So one thing I want to say there is I like that there's actually a scene with Lucas and Myson talking now. I felt like that was kind of a miss. It definitely works better in a game that you're not having like the walking and talking bits of Gaiden. I will say that I don't know if this is confirmed. I'm not like super big on Gaiden in the sense that like I don't know like all of its deep lore super well. I played through Gaiden once and Shadows of Valentia once, and I enjoyed them both. So forgive me if I come off as a novice on these types of topics. So I'll rely on you, the viewer, to help me out. But I think that there's like a headcanon where like Myson kind of like tells Alm not to go, but then totally expects him to go. Anyone prepares for that moment. which is why he's, shows up later at Zofia Castle. So, Mycin, that is. So I like this idea that, like, if that's the thing you're going for, Gamma, I like that Mycin kind of just, like, gallops out after, like, basically telling Alm to stay put, knowing that Alm would probably go do his own thing anyway. I've decided, I don't care what Grandfather says. I'll go in his place. I'm joining the Deliverance. Alm, what the hell? You can't do that. Wait, can he do that? I'll admit you fight like a beast and they'd be lucky to have your sword. But this isn't sparring with your Gramps, Alm. You're volunteering to go to war. Sir Mycin has been teaching me to use a blade since I was a boy. Not just that. He also taught me about tactics, terrain, and medicine. That should be a second combo, but next to terrain. Because they're separate items. I'll prove he's no cowardly old man. He's a warrior who trains warriors. That might just work. Then you mean... Oh, come on, you can't be serious. Why not? Alm presents a good case. He has a hero's blood in him. His presence is sure to raise the troops' morale. For my part, I'm curious to see what a self-proclaimed warrior can do. Especially now that he'll be doing it for the Deliverance. Thank you, Lucas. You won't regret this. I've seen a lot of cake-taking in my days, but this really takes the cake, Gray. Alm, you should back out of this. It's far too dangerous. If anything were to happen to you, I mean, just don't do it, okay? I'm sorry, Faye, but I've made up my mind. But maybe all of you can come with me. Or what? Splendid idea. Maybe we can all get impaled on the same lance. I'm just saying we can do it together. Fighting, I mean, not the lance. Grandfather trained all of us, right? Not just me. You already know how to fuse a sword, so what's the problem? Mom, are you insane? We were sparring with wooden fences and tree trunks. They don't hit back. Oh, not at all. I'm not as bright as I'd like to think I am, so count me in. Gray, not you too. Right, me too, Toby Poo. Better than waiting for Rigel to come and kill, slash, and slave us. Might as well bring the fight to them. But you're gonna, I mean, once they, You have my thanks, Gray, and the Deliverance welcomes you. In the end, we need every able fighter we can get. There'll be much to learn, but I can teach you a great deal in battle. You'll be given a proper wage, of course. Wait, you mean we get paid as in actual money? What a... I like this in the remake too, where they made it very clear that like they actually get paid for fighting. Some nice little realism that they're not just like war slaves. Of course, our soldiers work hard and sacrifice much. We'd be remiss to not offer compensation. Oh crap. I accidentally skipped. So they come and join us. Are you nervous? Am I nervous about what? You know, leaving, especially with how your grandfather reacted back there. Don't you think it's a bad note to leave on? I mean, I do feel bad, but he would just try to get me to stay. I have to do this. I have to prove him wrong and prove myself to me. Well, you've always wanted to put Ram behind you, right? This is your big chance. Your first adventure writ large. We'll call it Alm's Epic. Is that correct grammar? I'm not familiar with that phrasing, but I'm sure it's fine. Or maybe the Tale of Gray, plus that one guy. I don't think so. Although I admit there might be a little something to what you're saying. It's almost as if I feel someone calling out to me. So, you really have gone crazy then. Well, it's been nice knowing you. Look, I know how it sounds, but it's the truth. Do you think it's Celica? What, Celica? Where the heck did that come from? Oh, please, you two were inseparable while she was here. You barely made any time for us. I guess that's true. Look at these CGs getting ported to GBA. So good. Maybe it is her. Celica, are you the one who's calling me? Know that you're out there. I just don't know where. But I can feel it. I hope this will bring us together again. It's bandits. Oi, travelers. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right there. These here woods belong to me and my boys, see? If you want to pass them through, you're gonna have to pay the toll. Haha. Well, that didn't take long. Brigand's ready, but it's only been minutes. We're still within sights of the gate. Worse surprise than this await us, Is everyone ready? Yeah, come on. Let's clear this rabble out. Follow me. I'll clear us a path. If I may, you mustn't rush headlong into battles on your own. Without experience, your friends will never grow into accomplished fighters. Trust them. Give them something to do. At least let them deal the final blow. Sorry about the cough there. Oh, that's good advice. I'll give it a try. So good. I love this theme. One more thing on. You've all brought swords, but I'm trained in the lance. Basic weapons all perform similar in a fair fight. But you should be aware of the qualities of better equipment. Stronger weapons are more specialized. The iron lance works well against swords, but it won't fare well against axes. Keep this in mind as you equip weapons. Here we are. It's Gaiden. Look at this Ram Village map. I wonder if I can go visit this house. So I got a route. It's a route map. And let's look at Alm. Ooh, look at that background. A boy from Ram Village, kind-hearted and naive. That's true. Sword. So the way that the weapons in this game work, from my understanding, is that everyone has like their basic unlimited use weapon, just like Gaiden. And then the regular weapons are also unlimited use, but they have like some GBA properties like the weapon triangle. So like this sword won't get weapon triangle advantage on anything or disadvantage on anything. But like, for example, if I use the iron sword against the axe, I will get weapon triangle advantage. The enemy will only get disadvantage if they're using an iron axe. So it's kind of like an interesting little mechanic. And kind of a cool way to like reimagine the battle system. Here's Tobin. 50% skill growth, look at that. So, got Gray. A merchant's son from Ram has a boisterous personality. Look at that. That little icon on the right means they're ready to promote, which is really cool. We have to just get to the Miller Shrine to do that. We got Lucas. Soldier of Deliverance. He's calm, composed, and skilled. There we go. So the Iron Lance, well-made lance with 2 might, and a basic lance. So like gameplay-wise, this is definitely gonna feel a lot like Gaiden, which I'm super into. And let's do some talking. You know, I guess I don't mind going along. Deliverance is fighting all across Sophia, right? Well, I've always wanted to see the world, and now's my chance. All I have to do is not get killed. Easy, right? I'm coming too. I'm staying with you no matter what. Faye. End of discussion. Ha. I'm gonna say this now. I kind of like Faye. I thought she was well written. A village girl from Ram, a romantic and a dreamer. I feel like Faye just like epitomizes like the girl who never leaves her hometown. Childhood friend of Alm's, brooding and studious. Alright. So I want to go see if I can visit this village. And I think normally I would say like why not just have these like 2 join up front. I'm gonna send Gray back because Gray's already ready to promote. Normally I would say like why not just let the village kids join up front, but I also wonder with like the world map and stuff, you can visit these. Cool. So we're gonna go visit the far one. 4 move is really rough, but I understand why. Alright, let's see here. Nine, that's 18. And that could be a kill for Tobin. Yeah. Yeah, this works too. I like this better. Yeah, so these bandits. This is Gaiden, alright. 1 damage. And that music. Okay. And then Tobin. I think these villager animations are dope. I love Tobin's palette. Okay. That little lag at the end, I believe, are support points building after each action. So Gamma's done like some pretty cool work on some of those things. Let's keep Faye here. Okay, they go for Tobin. Tobin doubling. It would have been funny, Gamma, if you just named him Robin. Just throwback. Super hard. But usually how I like to play these early maps is I like to just try and feed as much to the villagers so that they can promote. Alm and Gray usually don't emphasize as much because Alm doesn't really need the levels. And making sure everyone else can promote for the Leather Shield Merc map is way more important generally. Skill and luck. Alright. Tobin's ready. Alright, that was fast. Yeah, Tobin's gonna have to peel back because he is hurt. Big gains. Tobin. Oh wait, we have vulneraries. That's nice. Let's see. Cliff. No one's home. Oh, Sir Myson left this to Alm. I guess I'd better take it. Metz's Tome. Easter egg items. Gives a little treat to the unit that uses it. Oh, cool. I love stuff like that. I absolutely love stuff like that. Cool way to like integrate like the village stuff into the map. Like normally I'd say like, hey, why is this out of the way? But like, it works because it's Gaiden. I'm gonna be saying that a lot. It works because it's Gaiden. Okay, let's see. Okay, Lucas can like snag all of these kills, which I don't want. Okay, so maybe... Alright, so we're gonna kill one with Alm. Look at that. Look at that armor. Custom animation. I think that's an edit of a Neuramon animation, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so then let's do Cliff. No, Cliff. Cliff. Missing an 89. Alright. Okay, we're gonna heal up. Look at that. I love that menu look. Okay. Lucas can snag this one, I guess. And then Faye. Look at the villager. The lady villager. So good. I always liked, as much as I normally dislike branch promotions, I always liked using all of the Ram Village kids. Alright. They're all going for Faye, which is fine by me. I like how much faster the experience gain is in this too. Skill and speed, very nice. Okay, Gray's gonna visit these other houses for me. Let's see, Cliff, can you snag this? 2, 1, yeah. So Faye's gonna help out her homeboy Cliff here and set up this kill for him. And then Cliff, what can you snag? Cliff. So when I played Shadows of Valentia, I think Cliff was probably my strongest unit. Oh, I love that change. So good. All right, let's go. Now, does this guy move or does he stay in place? Heal up Faye, because she might be able to snag. It's been years since we have a proper harvest. Can't grow much without rain. Why has Milla forsaken us? What's happened to the Earth Mother? She's killing us by withholding her blessings. The Regalian Empire will seize our lands and will be too weak to resist. You've heard how well trained their soldiers are, haven't you? We'll never be toiled or fought for a thing, and we're about to pay for it. Oh, that's sad. Ah, he does move. Cool. Yar, where's me toll? It's like, give me your money. Okay. This might be Faye to Cliff. Can we snag? Great, I don't think it's gonna make that other village in time. 6. Oh, wait. Let's see, can you do 5? Yes. So, Faye to Cliff. And then they both should get to, they both just need to get to level 3, yeah. So we should be able to get them there by the time we promote. By the time it's promo time. Warg! So good. I love this music too, man. Custom graphics skill unlock. Alright, HP. 200 gold. All deployed units gained bonus experience. Such a cool mechanic, man. I don't know the calculation for it, but I'm assuming it functions similar to how it works in FE15. Yes, we won. That was some fine swordsmanship, Alm. I can see you have more than a bit of your grandfather in you. You think so? Certainly, but we must stay on our guards as we venture forth. It seems there's been a surge in bandit attacks during the drought. Alright, so that was the first chapter. Alm's departure. What do I have to say so far? I don't know what it is, man. There's just something about Gaiden. And there's just like this certain sort of mystery and excitement and groundedness. Like, it's very grounded. I don't know. It feels like it's just such a different Fire Emblem story in the way it's told, both through gameplay, but also in like the characters that it chooses to feature. It's so different and so unique. And if you like that kind of thing, like, I understand when people tell me that like Gaiden's their favorite game. One, I will say that like people who love Gaiden are almost always very chill and positive, like optimistic people. It's a Gaiden thing. I don't know, but there's something about like the way the story is presented and the way that the story is told and the way the game plays that's just so fascinating to me. It's something that I always, just like, I just kind of look at this game and wonder, because I'm a big fan. And I think my point being here, Gamma, is that you definitely capture the Gaiden feel through the music, through the gameplay, through the aesthetics. Like, it stays so true to what Gaiden is, or just from this one. I'm sure that'll start to deviate as we go, and like we'll see more advanced stuff. Like, there's rescue that we get to use now, or some of the maps will start to look a little bit different. Like, that's a pretty close to like a one-to-one recreation of the OG map, which I think is appropriate for a first map. And there's nothing wrong with it, because like the first map, I think a lot of people are just like, I need to promote my villagers, so I want to feed the kills to them, so it's fine. I don't think like in a game like this, you don't need to make a map crazy for it to be interesting. This game has like a very different look at resource management than others, which will be curious to see how that develops over time. And I know there's a few liberties that you've taken that we'll start to see more of as we go, but that's fun. This was really just like playing either the NES or the 3DS, but it's more accessible because it's on GBA and it's thus better, as far as I'm concerned. It's not really a demake because GBA was superior. Anyway, guys, not too much else to say on this one. My name is Pandan. This is The Sacred Echoes, a Fire Emblem 8 romhack by hypergammaspaces. I'm excited to continue on with the next one, which will be Fleecer's Forest, a classic. Look at that world map! It's Valentia on its side to fit in the hack box. I love it. Alright, guys. We'll pick this up in just a few. I'll see you then.